Hello again. I said I'd be back. I warned you. I gave you absolutely fair warning, and I was right. Here I am, and today we're going to do something very special in the world of kava. We're going to do a krunk prep, also known as blend and strain. It's basically not for regular grog drinking. It is for drinking something for crunkitude. So what we're going to do is to make one portion. I'm going to use 2/3 of a cup of water. I'm going to put it in a blender, and I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of kava. Now, I want something very special, so I've just opened up a bag of Kava's Damu, which is a pretty rare and very special Fijian elite, wonderful super grind. And they sold out a long time ago, I think. So forget about ever tasting this again in your lifetime. I'm also going to use some Tongan Family Reserve from the kava roots, and one of the greatest kavas ever made. And a big hello and tip of the hat to the kava sir, Cujo Douglas. We were born on the same day of the week, by the way. I'm also Cujo. So, 4 tablespoons. I'm going to put it in a blender. I've also done this quite well with a smoothie maker. It works pretty good. And I'm going to do, at low speed, some blasts of pulses for just a few seconds at a time. Wait a moment. And then I'll do a little bit more. And that's the main one. And then I think I'll wait, and just a few more seconds later I'll give it another pulse. And then normally I would let this sit for about 10 minutes, but I can get away with it having a bit right now because this is so good it doesn't actually need to sit. But if you're getting properly crunk, you want to let it sit for 10 minutes in the blender before you go on to the next stage, which is blending. I have a little strainer. This one has a handle. I have a bowl to strain it in, and I'm going to pour it in and wait for a moment because some of that stuff's goopy. We're not using a lot of liquid here, and we're not, gonna have a very, very liquid thing like you normally do with your regular grog, because this is krunk prep. Now, the gentle part here is when you take a spoon, and I hope you can see this, and gently lift up and down, lift up and down like that, and it'll take a little while to get it through the strainer, and you get this mushy stuff. But don't worry, I will be reusing that for other purposes. And it's almost done. Let me bring it a little bit closer so you can see how that looks. And you just keep stirring it gently, and the liquid will come out through the strainer. Now you want to make sure you get a strainer that's not too broad in its gaps of, its mesh, because you don't want to be consuming the hard, indigestible parts of the macas. You just want the good soft stuff with all the cavalactones. Now I'm gently doing a lot of pulling up and pushing down rather than trying to push through, because if you push through, you're just going to push bits of indigestible macas into your grog and swallow it, and then you'll get dermo and you won't feel as good. You might get a little bit more krunk, but I think it's best to keep the hard macas out. You want the soft silky stuff, and you want a lot of it. And it's pretty much done with the stirring, and now you can see it's a much more dried lump sort of there, and much less liquid. You could keep going mercilessly if you wanted to, but I don't want to. Now, what I'm going to do is, this is a very small amount of extremely strong strength cava. You can see, if I can bring this up, some of the beautiful bits of cava lactones floating around on the top. It looks greasy. It's just what you want in a grog. And now I'm going to slam it. Ooh-la. And here, because it's so strong, you're going to want maybe to chase it down with it. And I'm a seasoned cava drinker at this point, and I love the flavor of cava, but even this is quite strong. I'm going to have some ginger beer here. Just a few sips will deal with the taste. If you have a problem with that, it'll also deal with any stomach issues. It'll settle your stomach, because sometimes this kind of concentrated blasts a lot. What I'm going to do now is, of course, I'm not going to throw this stuff away. It's perfectly good. There's a lot of good cava fun to be had. I'm going to add, for my next shell, which I'm not going to consume for another, at least 20 to 30 minutes, and probably not until 40 or 50 minutes later, just because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with the goodness of cava. You want it to be wonderful every step of the way. I'm going to add, for my next round, one more spoon of cava, and I'll do that over the course of the evening. About once an hour I'll make another shell like that, and each time I add an extra little bit of fresh grind. And again, I will blast it, but I'm going to wait with this stuff until 10 minutes before I want my next shell, so that could be up to an hour from now, or it could be as little as 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It will take a little while for this to be absorbed by my body and start to have a nice relaxing end of the workday kind of glow that many of you drink cava for. And there you have it. It's just about the simplest thing in the world. It's what a lot of us started out on. I did, back when I didn't know anything about what I was doing, and I really wanted to experience the krunk, and I think I did. And I think I will in a few moments. And I thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to chat with you, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.